right, well, welcome back for the third game of the Trinity Force Network Battle Arena. Here with Horse Doctor and CrazyPhill, and I'm Leshok, and we're going to go into our third game of the night. Always remember to check us out at trinityforcepodcast.com, and let's get on with Champion Select. First
Again,
band's...
Sejuani, standard.
Okay.
I don't think
Yeah.
we need to talk about Sejuani anymore. She's just really
Well,
good.
the only thing I can suggest with that is if there's someone that you feel is a first priority ban, give
Ban
the
them
other
third.
team a chance to ban it for you so you can ban other things.
Alright, this happens a lot when you get into higher elo. If these first two bans come out, it's called the Jungle Rochambeau. And you need to continue to ban junglers until the other guy stops. And if he called you and you're bluffed by banning by there, you can't be a chicken now.
Last game we had 6 jungle bans.
Good, that's how it should be. It tests who's really a good jungler. And they never ban fiddlesticks, so I usually don't get affected by it. Who's on the whatchamacallit, the broadcast account?
I am. I just fixed it.
Uh, they switched to top lane. And purple team's winning the picks and bans here. And I don't think Riven's a good ban.
They're just targeting Whale.
I don't think Waylay's Riven's good. I don't think his Lee Sin's good either. I think his Ezreal's pretty good though. His Lee Sin's really good at farming, but that's kind of not how you play Lee Sin.
Ooh, shots called. Shots fired.
Lee Sin's a leech. You farm the whole game, you just like don't do anything at items compared to other champions. You need to go ham in the mid game.
Yeah, I do agree with the Nasus ban. It's
Yes, this is fun.
especially in these in-houses and probably in lower elo as well, where people just don't know how to close out a game and Nasus just gets out of control when he finally gets 500 stacks.
Yeah, I'm seeing him in higher elo more and more. I don't know. Like his dragon control is really good. He's not bad early mid. Like the biggest difference between low elo and like high elo Nasus is high elo Nasus can get their stacks and show up the dragon. His dragon fight's crazy. No, not you, Leshok. Dude, I 100% win rate with Lisa in rank, so I'm allowed to say whatever I want.
There you go.
I think I'm like 7-0. It's not too bad. Earl treat means I can play, but I'd rather have fun until I actually start losing.
That's right,
Maybe.
Will. Pick Lee Sin and show Horse Doctor that you're a good Lee Sin.
Oh god, don't. Wait. Farm centric, better jungle. Yeah, Lee Sin is, I don't know. I was doing a Lee Sin lesson the other day. I told the other guy if he had more than like 75 farm at 20 minutes, he needs to find another champion. I don't know. He has a good attitude, and he's also like gold too. So I can be a little more aggressive in some of the things I say to him.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I can't say things like that. Like, don't play this. Beaver's giving a shout out to my support brand.
Support
Brand
brand's
stuff.
legit.
It's okay. I think
It
he's
can-
really good top.
It can
Is
be
it-
made to work.
There's this dude named Batju, man. He used to be like the best Seraph for a long time. If you like Google his name, it'll come up with an interview of Reginald saying the reason he picked Seraph in like early season 3 is because he got dumpstered by Batju man so badly. But
I've seen it
he plays he plays a ton of brand top now. He plays under a different alias. I can't remember it. My brother knows it. But I know you love me. But I don't know, I think top's brand's best lane. I think he struggles in too many mid matchups. Although he's really good into Zed and he's really good into Yasuo. If you play Brand into Yasuo, you just have to max E.
I'm not sure how I feel about this Pantheon into Maokai.
Lee Sin's good at executing people. I'll give you that much.
Just don't take TP if you're gonna pick Pantheon top. Taking
You
Ignite,
need to ignite.
yeah, get that kill pressure.
That going to be a? Oh, I thought
If
that
it
was about to.
is, but who knows?
If you can play with ignite on Pantheon top and your like TPs are really good, it's okay. It's like I tell people never play TP on TF. Like the second best TF and NA takes TP, and he just like crazy map pressures for like the first 30 minutes. I mean, if you can like crazy map pressure people, it's good. But otherwise, like if you're that other 95% of players, ignite's better.
How do you feel about picking him in the Maokai though?
I mean, Mako wins the lane, but I don't know. I don't think Pantheon's a good top lane pick, so I don't think it's good to pick him into like anything.
Like theoretically, Maokai should do fine, but then again, people do make mistakes that they probably shouldn't have. So
See,
Pantheon can snowball from this lane.
that's the problem with Lee Sin players. They all want to be like Box Box. You shouldn't want to be like Box Box. You want to be like Rush. Rush is what at least all Lee Sins should strive to be. Box Box is like, I don't know.
Become the next insect.
Dude, Insect dies way too much. Rush is actually good.
On the note of LCS players, a moment of silence for the retirement of High.
Yeah, dude, I hope Incarnation gets the job so they can dumpster TSM. I don't like to see the same team win for too long.
Yeah, it's not a rivalry when
Who's Rush?
TSM
Rush
wins.
Rush is a god. He's probably one of the best, if not like the best, Lee Sin in the world.
He's the jungler for Impulse.
He's really fucking bad. I know a lot about this game, and I've played it at like a really high level for a long time. There's not a lot of stuff I see that just makes me go like, "Holy shit, this guy's a god." But like that happens to me watching Rush like routinely. So good. Or that team that lost the TSM Bucks. Dude, Rush is stuck in riot hell. He got he got like the tank jungler patch came out, and he can only play like Lee Sin and Jarvan. All right, picks.
Yeah.
Rengar's not bad into Lee Sin if you're smart with your wards, because Lee Sin is really six centric, and Rengar's really like kind of gang six centric. So if the Rengar plays it well, it's a good matchup for Rengar. If he doesn't, it's bad. Brandon and Maokai. If Maokai is like a decent player and he has attack speed reds, which I say for every Maokai lane, like Maokai's just gonna trash him. If he has Magic Pen or something, then I don't really know.
Yeah, we honestly don't know if it's going to be Brand top or mid here. Could go either
Brandon
one.
Galio is a really good lane for Galio because Brand's passive procs Galio's W. Not a lot of fun for Brand. Top would be better. If they went Pantheon in the Galio lane and Brand in the Maokai lane, it'd actually be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Hate Morg against Lululushan. Lululushan's a lot stronger. If Lululushan like engages really hard and like forces Morg to bind and dodges it,
So it's going to be Team Teleport versus Team Ignite.
it's 20% CDR good on Lee Sin because I might stop trolling me. 20% CDR is not good on anybody. And runes. Maybe. I see some Rengar players do it in 80 matchups, or they run blues and like one quint, or whatever they need to hit 10%, not 20. Alright, good. Oh, I'm not trolling. Alright, bad. The bot lane, I don't know. Like, Kate just can't play binds that well. Lulu's a really good like counter to Morg. That's kind of why we saw Morg fall off some. Because
Yeah.
Lulu started to get play in support again, and Morgana's like base values got shafted. And that's the fastest way to nerf somebody out of bot lane is to nerf their base values. Like they did that to Twitch and Kog'Maw, and like end of season 3 they nerfed their base health and people just stopped playing them.
One
I mean, they're
thing,
kind
Well,
of back because the meta's changed and
mhm.
Kog'Maw actually has comps that can protect him. Like outside of those comps, you can't play Kog'Maw because he loses lane too bad.
Yeah. One of the things I want to see Caitlyn do in this bot lane is if Morgana does get a snare off, either Lulu or Lucian, try to place your traps right under them, right before the snare ends. If you do that, it should be a 4 second CC for them. And you can just get so many autos off since you have the superior range on Lucian.
Anytime you engage really hard though, try and check the minimap top if you're playing Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you blow your trap and they TP and you can't trap the TP, it can be really bad.
Yep.
That's one of the better things Caitlyn can do is she can trap TP. So anytime you think you need to watch for like TP and you're trading, just like look at the minimap.
I've never
Kate
thought
can
about that
trap
before. Holy crap.
Kate can trap TP, Kate can trap GA, Kate can trap like Zac when his blobs form again. Kate can do a lot of things if you know how to play her.
Oh, the more you know.
Yes, I went to learn Kate, so I had a really good Kate player help me with some stuff. And I mean, it's like going into a team fight too. If you're playing Caitlyn, you really want to think about like how you're setting up your wards going into the team fight. And good Kates will have like a triangle or a row of wards and they'll position around those to like where they can comfortably hit something. And
Mm-hmm.
like trap usage and landing are the two biggest things that separate like an okay Kate from a great Kate. And I mean, I think Kate's the hardest AD in the game, besides
Agreed.
maybe Draven. But I mean, her to play her okay is really easy. To be a great Caitlyn, like, you can't experience how bad it feels unless you queue up into like a master Caitlyn, and then you just like don't want to play League for like the next month.
use that range, abuse those traps.
It's just like I don't like this game anymore.
I can't even auto attack my minions without getting hit.
So,
It's
what are the
36
junglers going to have to
90.
do in order to win their game here?
So Rengar wants to plan out a route where he's not gonna run to Lee Sin. Ganking's early is good for him, but fighting isn't. He's got a worse 2v2 than Lee. So he wants to avoid Lee in the jungle and look for ganks while avoiding Lee. So a more like unpredictable. What side is he playing? Blue. So
Yeah.
just like go for an unpredictable route and avoid fights. And stay efficient in EXP. If you can't get a gank, take Scuttle and get your Frosty and Scuttle. And he wants to look because Lee's gonna look to get 6. He's gonna get 6 around second red, and then he's probably gonna want to get second red and ult. So he wants to ward Lee Sin's race at like 6:30 to 7:30 with the green ward that he'll get on his first back if he backs with at least like 600, 670, which he should, because that'll give him item ward and pots. And if he wards out Lee Sin's second red, he can pretty accurately predict where Lee Sin's gonna go with the level 6. If he looks to counter gank that, and he counter ganks it successfully, he'll win the matchup as Rengar.
All right.
But if he can't keep vision of Lee Sin 6, he has to guess. And people always say like, what makes a good Rengar is counter ganking, and it's instinctive or blah blah blah. Like, counter ganking doesn't have to be instinctive. If you're playing like a silver player and you ward out their jungler and they don't sweep it, like there's nothing instinctive about that. You're just abusing the fact that they're not spotting Raptor and clearing vision. I mean, when I Smurf, that's like one of the consistent ways I snowball the game is just warding out second red and like countering level 6. Because if you do that, you affect like 4 to like 6 people
Yeah.
or even more. Because a counter gank is, I mean, you're really wrecking a lot of people's day. I think Pantheon should try and lane swap with Brand, but it's okay if they don't. This is actually an important note for solo queue. If you're in a situation like this and you ask somebody to lane swap with them, even if it might be better, if they say no the first time, don't force them into it or be aggressive about it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
go.
appreciate that not everybody has immediately selected their skill this time.
I gotta take this picture saying that my overlays over it.
And if
Okay.
you really want to know if Galio or Maokai is going top or mid, try to put some wards in their jungle. because that might dictate where they might go, or that might give you information where they're going to go, and then you can choose where to go to follow up with that.
And these level ones are like a lot better than the ranked games, which is like pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
But most people say AFK for the
Oh,
first minute.
you don't want to take your stun first as Pantheon top.
I agree that
No.
the harass you get off of your spear is just way too good.
So if he goes into stun, that guy just needs to like auto attack the crap out of him.
Yeah,
Do you have attack speedruns?
unless you're going AP Pantheon, which I still wouldn't suggest. Go
No, he's
Sphere
not.
first.
If you play a lot of top lane too, I'd get a page without armor on it for certain AP champions and scaling health. But good harass for Brand. One of the biggest things with Brand is keeping autos up. His range isn't crazy, but it's like playing more commit or more top.
Mm-hmm.
It's I mean they're just so like unrelenting in lane. You just auto attack them and keep using your spells and trading correctly, and there's not a lot they can do about it. Malachi should start burning his flask. There's no reason to sit on it, especially with Pantheon having Ignite. He has to respect the cheese and the fact that it's about 320 to 330, so Rengar could be coming, but he is. Oh.
Microphone muted.
Alright, so Lucian
Microphone
made a pretty big
activated.
mistake here. He needs to watch how bot lane goes to lane. Oh, alright.
Caitlyn is definitely abusing with Morgana the poke potential they have.
Yeah, from how Kate and Morg walked into lane, Lee Sin should have been watching that, and Lee Sin should have killed Lulu.
But that was not necessary flash.
Lee Sin should know that Rengar started race. Don't stand on walls against Morg though. Lee Sin came back with the stalker, no pots. He needs to like gank with this red right now, because if he starts farming, he's gonna lose so much HP. Brand is a pretty good target for him. And he knows that Brand saw him. I don't know what he's doing.
Like that Brand's taking those advantages to get those auto attacks when he can.
Oh wow, that's a really good bola. That wasn't. Oh Brand, respect Lee Sin, man.
Oh,
Don't walk in straight lines. Oh, Rengar really need to.
Serpentine,
use his
Serpentine.
second bola there, that was a free kill. On Gallia. But I mean, he still played pretty well there.
Brand almost got himself killed, but he burned his flash to get out of it.
Yeah,
Rengar
Kate.
should look to kill Maokai again. Or yeah.
I saw you try to do that tip that we suggested as to put the traps underneath the Morg snare. If you don't really know the timing of the snare, it's better to do it earlier than later if you're not 100% sure. Because you mess that up there a little bit.
This is what I talked about. Kate is beating Lucian, but when Lucian and Lulu came back to lane and they threed, they should have looked to just all on Kate and more. As soon as Kate gets BS, so this is... And Lulu, you want to go really consumable heavy starts because kind of how Lulu plays lane. He maybe 1 or 2 mana and like 3 or 4 health, or 2 to 3 health. But if you don't have any consumables on Lulu, you're in a really bad spot. And good players will hit tab, and if you don't have consumables, they'll just start harassing like the crap out of you, even for your support, because this will happen, and it's not like fun. When I'm harassing bot lane, that's one of the bigger things I look for, is who has what consumables. It's an easy way to learn line if somebody's greedy and doesn't buy pots. Or Lulu needs to not auto this so Lucian can freeze it. And never mind, Lulu and Lucian should have CS as little as they could. Because Kate's sitting on 40 and she should be backing right now. And then Lulu should have like tanked a little bit of the next wave and walked into the bush with shield or something. I can't.
Oh. Wow, that Panther did a lot more damage than I thought it would have.
Wow, the last tick of Ignite.
That's what we call calculated right there.
Oh, that's pretty good range, yeah. For Wally. He went to ward jump there and he didn't have a ward. I've seen that like hesitation on Lee Sin before. I think it just came off. Oh, Rengar, don't do it. This is so cocky.
Oh,
Whew.
that was really risky
bad.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't see Lee Sin before. That's actually pretty fine because he can 5-point W and Lee Sin doesn't have Ignite.
I was
He
like,
doesn't.
it's one of those risks where you probably shouldn't have, even though it did work out in your favor.
I think if he had 5-point W there, there's a 0% chance Lee Sin had enough damage to kill him with the energy that he had. Or you can just try and kill him fast with Q. I think he played it incorrectly with the bushes though, but I really don't know how he would die there. Against level 4 Lee. If Lee was 5 or 6, that would have been a bad play though. Because he actually would have had points in Q to kill him.
I always see like early game junglers always gank, but around the 10 or 12 minute mark they tend to fall off in levels. What would you suggest they would do in order to stay in levels while still maintaining pressure, like a Shaco or a Lee Sin?
I'll answer that in 2 parts. One, be efficient with farm. If smite's up, you should be smiting stuff, and you should really
Okay.
looking to take raptors. 2, if you do fall behind, don't want to keep ganking. You want to salvage, try and get 6 to make a dragon play off it. Ganking, if you're level 4 8 minutes, ganking more is probably not what you need to do. Unless it's a really free gank, because ganks do net a lot of experience. But if you're trying to force it, it's you should just be trying to get 6 and make a dragon play.
Okay.
That's kind of like how you stay relevant and how you catch up.
Ooh.
That's really bad. Rengar should have 5-point W. So on Rengar, 5-point W gets you a ton of magic resistant armor. And if you're brawling there and you need the resist and the heal, it's like the best thing you can play quite a bit. Rengar also didn't have fault there. He should have cleaned up way harder. I'm burn, baby.
That was an awkward kill.
If I was Kate, I would have played that more aggressively under the premise that Brand hit stun, but Brand didn't hit stun. I would honestly assume my team done there though.
So far, it looks like Galio is definitely winning the mid lane matchup there.
Yeah, and he probably will be for quite a while.
I don't think. Oh, go ahead.
So when you play as Galileo, you need to ward up pretty hard. He wins lane really hard, but like his throw condition is not warding because he's a melee champion.
That was good gank right there. I don't think. I don't feel like going straight source boots into haunting guys on Brand is what I would do against Galio there.
No, because that kind of puts you into Guy's Leandry, and that's not the best build for damage output. I would have gone a CDR item.
You also end up with no form of mana regen or CDR.
I think the Deans would have been pretty good because he's good against double AP.
Even Abyssal Scepter wouldn't be that bad either.
You're playing Wither against double AP is kind of when you want for Abyssal. The reason I didn't like it in the last game is because it was 1 AP top mid against 1 AP top mid. Probably sin. I think he actually is running 20% CDR. That's why he's getting like one shot. He's getting chunked so hard. I was just like, cool.
Yeah, you generally don't want 20% CDR on any champion.
In these skirmishes, I like how well Caitlyn is using her range, though.
I think she could be playing way more aggressively, but
She definitely has the advantage down
yeah.
there in bot lane. She's got one more kill, no deaths, and up 30 CS.
Playing Kate though, she needs to take bot and transition in the mid or freeze bot really hard. She needs to make up her mind on like what her play is when she backs right now. Because in Kate you need to have like a couple of, I don't know. It's not like a gank play, but it's like a game play. Like I'm gonna take this tower, then rotate here, then do this, or he's kind of play like a stagnant farm game on Kate. Lucian's gonna be way stronger than you from like 15 minutes to 45 minutes. That's not like good.
Come on. Yeah, as Pantheon, you're slowly going to start falling off as this game progresses. The best way you can help your team win is to use your ultimates to either gank bot or mid. Because more than likely, you're not going to kill this Maokai at this point in the game.
Yeah, I don't think that I like on Caitlyn, instead of going towards finishing that BF sword, she picked up an Avarice Blade.
Did she have enough for IE? I'm assuming if she doesn't have enough for IE, this is a good buy. If you really want Shiv and you need it very clear, it's better to get Shiv than Cloak of Agility. A lot of times, because Cloak of Agility is kind of a good item. It's not like she's gonna lose lane because she is Shiv instead of Cloak.
That is true.
Yeah.
Like, you can get weaker items like Shiv and lane instead of Cloak if you don't have enough IE, but it's not gonna impact your outcome in lane. So if you're winning really hard or losing really hard, it's okay. But if it's a really close lane, probably not the best. Wow, chunk. Alright, so Lulu, if you're playing bot lane, you want like either flat MR blues or a mix of flat and scaling with some help as well. And you also don't want to rush Frost Clean's claim. Like,
Oh.
Morgana shouldn't do that. She should have help and stuff. A note to Maokai, you want to knock them back, not forward.
Well, I like the fact that he was looking for a gank, but he didn't really need to TP at that point of the game. He probably
Fair
should have
enough.
saved his TP for when Dragon came back up. Because Lee Sin and Galio were going to kill Caitlyn probably no matter what anyhow. But I do like the fact you are using TPs other than going back to lane.
Lulu also needs to recognize that she's 2 TPs, so she should be T-boarding lane for TPs. Blue just needs some like health in her build and magic resistant rune stuff.
And this is one of those
That
moments
more
where
bind is ridiculous.
we're at a minute before dragon. If dragon is your objective, then this is one of those moments you should be making sure you have vision around it.
Alright, so you got away with it earlier. At least Leeson's level 9 now, and he actually does damage. Can't do that anymore. Also, like, pay attention to dragon timers. If red team plays this correctly, you kind of lost dragon for that play. Losing dragon and ultimates pretty bad early game. Leeson doesn't have boots and he's a pickaxe, so this is like terrible.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot right now.
He's 3-3, his build's just like trash. His score's not that much worse than Rengar's because Rengar has an extra death and like neither of them really have assists. Don't build pickaxe on me. Unless you're getting Last Whisper, Hydra's terrible. Especially in Bruiser meta, like Hydra doesn't do anything if you only often fight him.
Red team can win this fight easily.
Yeah, they have flash. Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Go.
That was a little awkward.
So a lot of times you see this in 80 carries. He Lucian E's in. Right there, he should be walking up and auto-attacking and then using E out if they go on him. Not, like, playing safe and then E. Same as issue. It's better to auto-attack and E out than to E in and not have it. Could have killed Lucian there. He needed to get into the bush and then jump in and then hit Bola. He had 100% Bola if he took 2 seconds to get into the bush, but he didn't.
One thing I want to notice on Lulu's item build is that she decided to rush Frost Queen's claim instead of getting Sight Zone. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get your Sight Stone, you want to get your Mobies, then you can look at that.
Good job getting Super, Morgana. You're the only person in this game. Lulu just bought it.
Gold star for you.
Pantheon should look to get Last Whisper here after he finishes random ones.
Brand and Pantheon have both upgraded their trinket. Or I'm sorry, not Pantheon, but Maokai have upgraded their trinkets.
That's good. And those Mogan lines hit hard.
Yeah, there's a certain point as Lee Sin jungle where you need to start building a little bit tanky here.
Yeah, I think that like the only offensive item you should buy in Lee Sin is Last Whisper if you want one in the jungle. I think Hydra, like half of what you're buying is a defensive stat, which you don't really need lifesteal in team fights as Lee Sin. And you're paying for wave clear, which you really shouldn't be taking your teammate on as Lee Sin.
I like that Pantheon is pushing that tower while he's got his ult up.
I don't like that he just burned all his mana for no reason though. Now he can't make a play on the map.
Now he's gonna
Gallia,
die.
I reckon. Do this Gallia skin. He's getting creep blocked so hard. Okay.
Rip.
Lutin get dragged, yeah.
If he really wanted to that moment before anyone else caught him, he probably could have teleported away.
So Maokai needs to recognize that they traded drag for that, or Lee Sin, and they should be pushing down the tower with Gallia. Kill trading isn't good enough. If you trade drag, you need to try and trade tower if you can. And it's good, Kate's recognizing the tower.
So as Caitlyn, I know she's sitting on an Avarice blade, but is Static Shiv more cost effective than Phantom Dancer as Kate?
I mean,
Well, at least
PD's
in this
better.
situation, at least.
PD's better at 5 items, and PD is because the crit scales with armor pen and it scales with AD, and the shiv proc doesn't scale with either, and it has more attack speed and a passive that's useful like 1 out of 100 games. But
Okay.
Shiv is better earlier. I mean, Shiv's better early, PD's better late,
I suppose
and
since
Shiv
Caitlyn
has
has a
wave clear.
since she has such a weird mid games, Shiv would be a little bit better for her.
Yeah, it's exactly why they get Untrust, just to kind of like fix her mid game.
Hmm.
That's gonna be.
By the way, that was a really good Lee Sin kick a couple seconds ago.
It was. Oh god, Trinity Rengar jungle. Trinity's so expensive Rengar jungle. Trinity CDR boot. You're playing Maokai, Galio, and Lucian's not that scary. You don't even need that many defensive items. You could probably just get by Spirit Visage or Spirit Visage and Randoins and then 3 offensive items. But like CDR boot Trinity Ghostblade's not a good though. I've actually been seeing people get PD on Rengar.
Hmm.
A couple of really good Rengar players. It's just like max damage output out of ult for 2800 gold.
Yeah.
And Rengar, if you're a good Rengar player, most of your games should end in 30 minutes. Or most of your wins should be in under 30 minutes. So expensive items are kind of hard to build.
The red has a whole lot of vision concentrated down here around dragon and everything.
So what the biggest team blue team needs to do here is they need to recognize how bad Galio is, and their carries need to respect Galio Flash. And it comes down to if you want to play AD carry at a really high level and you don't time like I don't know Galio's Flash or Maokai's Flash here, and you go into a team fight blind and you don't know that, you just get one shot against a good player. Remember when I was my brother was learning AD carry in season 3 because he played mid before that. He used to get very mad at himself for not respecting Flash. There's a lot of, and if you watch a pro game, sometimes you think AD carries will be playing way too scared, but you need to recognize that they have timer of a Flash cooldown and that they're just being zoned out by like a Maokai with Flash. There's not really anything you can do against that sometimes. I think it was so delayed now.
Yeah, it takes pretty well forever.
Vision is not.
But it got vision on Lucian for the Caitlyn ult. But
Oh,
gotta
Yeah,
respect the
that's
Galio ult.
it is exactly what I just said. The she didn't respect Galio Flash.
that should be dragon for red team.
What she wanted to do there was trap like a little bit in front of herself if she's gonna play within Galio's flash range. So the flash is at 600 units, or I believe it's something around that. But you should know roughly where flash range is, and then just trap that between you and Galio. So if he tries to flash ult you, he flashes into a trap. Keith's actually one of the better people at dealing with flashes though, because she can do that.
Please, you should have done dragon 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, this is not good.
Because right now you just got Maokai just standing there. Literally just standing there.
Rengar by Blackguardy. Oh god. Alright, so you snowballed really hard early game Rengar, and after your Warrior and Ghostblade, you've just been like,
Oh, that Galio damage.
He's got the most CS, most kills, and the second
okay.
most assists on his team.
How did he live?
Dude, Lee Sin does so much damage. People don't realize how good Last Whisper is. It's 2300 gold, and you only buy offense. It's not like BT where you buy defense.
Brand my hero, I love you.
Or you don't want to go Sork shoes and support unless you're like Zyra.
Yeah,
EDR movies. The movies.
playing with fire right now, Morg.
And Maokai, if you rush an armor item, it should be Frozen Heart, not Sunfire and Maokai.
Stuck around there way too long.
Yeah. It's bad place.
I'm utterly speechless.
Finger's not playing too.
The thing that's kind of remarkable to me is that this game is so even on gold and kills power still.
Blue team's on way more of a clock though.
Mm-hmm.
Pantheon's gonna fall off.
Like, granted, Lee Sin also falls off too, but at least he has more utility than Pantheon here with his kick.
Pantheon's ult's pretty good for zoning if you want to pick fights in like specific spots. But I don't think they're like a spot where they can pick a fight.
And I would assume as well Galio still does pretty well late game.
Solution has no reason to go Shiv here. He's behind, and like at 30 minutes, the magic damage on it isn't as good. And he has Galio plus Lulu plus Maokai wave clear. Oh, cue him backwards, please. The Maokai, you really want to pay attention to where you're queuing people. Or just solo kill Lucian. This game is crazy, man. Alright.
Ugh.
Right.
Come on, you can do it. Alright. You tried.
That's
It was-
stupid.
They danced the dance of death.
At least someone was random here, not Thornmail. Thornmail shouldn't like ever be your first armor item on a champion. I can't think of it.
Yeah, they should not be sticking around there any longer. Lucian's back up.
Yeah, as Lulu, you probably want to get Mikhail's as your first real support item versus Frozen Heart.
Yes.
Just because it brings so much for your team and for your carries if someone does get caught out. Like, let Maokai or even Lee Sin if you really need it to get Frozen Heart.
Who's in these randoms first?
Yeah.
And Locket. Why don't people go Locket Battle Arena?
It'll be really
That's
good
it.
versus Brand here.
It's really good in every game I've played in probably the last like 3 years.
Well, they're probably
I don't
gonna
know.
build a
Locket's
banner.
just OP. It,
Build a locket, put it in your pocket.
They lock it in my pocket. The T-Force is like the only people I know that think banner's okay. That's me crazy, man. I think that they're just doing it to troll me at this point. I got flamed for talking about Smite Blitzcrank. I'll tell you one thing, I've seen 100% more Smite Blitzcrank in high elo than I've seen Banner, because I've never seen Banner. I've seen like 2 Smite Blitzcranks.
The only thing I'm going to say about Banner is I would only build it if you're against a Ziggs or a Xerath, really. And if you really need a siege mid at a
Well,
certain point.
if you're playing Ziggs and you can't lock at your team when Ziggs ults, like, that's not good. If you're playing Xerath and you can't lock at your teammates and Xerath ults, that's not good. I don't know.
I mean,
And Lock actually has good stats for support. It has HP and like CD. I guess they both have CDR, but it's HP. HP is better in supports than AP. Like 90% of the time.
But yeah, other than that situation, I still agree Locket 100%.
I think that if they want to make banner a reasonable item, they'd let you banner champions. If
Whoa.
you could promote champions, it might be good.
Hmm.
Didn't used to
Promote
be.
your tank.
It's remember the old summer spell Surge?
Yes.
If they made it work like Surge on champions, it'd be useful. They still needs to be dropping wards away walks.
Oh, that K trap.
So Brand should be looking to get Void and not whatever he's building now. Whenever you build the entries, generally you want to fit Void in as soon as possible. Because the percentage damage on it, if you hover over it, it doesn't scale to HP. But if you read it, it's bonus magic. So penetration makes Landry's do more, where AP doesn't.
He's looking
So
at
it's
building a Luden's Echo,
yeah, he should just get Void. It's way more damage once he has Landry.
which yeah, like that.
It's way cheaper too, and the build path is really nice.
The only thing about this, I know that the Luden's Echo procs also released the Leandry's passive, but that alone is not enough.
But he could have Void right now for this dragon fight. And that's kind of what why Void is good because he can finish it in 2300.
Mm-hmm.
Plus
That
you're up,
needless and Aether Wisp equals Void.
plus you're up against that Galio who has a ton of magic resistance.
Oh, I didn't even think. Yeah, Void's way better. Hell yeah. And if they had a locket like they should, Void would be even better.
Oh,
So they
I
have
know that
really
you were
poor
looking to
vision
set
on
up that
that.
ult there, Brand, but you don't want to go melee form.
Yeah. Didn't have vision. If you look at Banana and you look at the bush below, he's playing blind.
Say, Galio's ult's down. You guys can finish that fight.
Please brain pressed R before he died.
Yeah, that was a really chaotic fight in general. And when people aren't really grouped up, Galio doesn't really tend to do the greatest. Especially with his ult. You want to try to get a 5-man ult off. And
He should have just flashed for more aggressive ult there.
yeah.
Rengar, you're killing me, man. By Spirit Visage. It's 35 minutes. You don't need a Hex Drinker. Oh, he hit him backwards. Good job, dude. If he didn't hit him backwards there, at least it may not.
Melee form Brand. Not a huge fan of that.
Outplay him. You gotta kill Morgana and Caitlyn to earn the Reddit achievement.
Well, blue team has all their trinkets upgraded. And red team does it. And right now, blue team is ahead. Coincidence?
That was a big. Actually, blue team had terrible vision on Dragon, so they have to use those trinkets.
That's why they realized that, and that's why they bought the trinkets.
There's that choke, like the small bush and banana, and like the big reason Bran had to like make the play that he did is if you don't have vision of that choke and you're approaching through like the wraith entrance, it's really hard to fight Dragon. But people only son. So good. Kappa.
He just wants all the armor penetration.
On
Yeah, but versus who? Only Pantheon's really building armor at this point.
the 9 gagging me.
He's just going to do. He wants to try and get true damage against the squishies.
Also, just because supports need to get sweeper because they get a sight stone. Lee Sin or even junglers need sweepers as well if you get a sight stone as well.
I think Jungle should just play sweeper every game.
Yeah.
But
It's just a good general thumb. If you get a sight stone, get a sweeper.
yeah, you need to kick instantly daily. He was going for the Q kick Q, but free plays are better than cocky plays. So is Lulu, when Lucian does that and he finishes up the tower, that's gonna be when they want to engage. Use your sweeping thing on top of him, so like
Mhm.
you have a little more warning of Rengar. Talkers at 5 things now. If they want to do something, there, here's their window. Oh, it's in a rough spot.
Yeah, I think Lulu just needs to ult the Galio and hope for the best.
And Lee Sin is doing so well in scrimmages, but his team fights are so like awkward.
Oh, all right.
It feels good. It's not bad. I don't like Q assist against Rengar though. I think this is a TA game in all honesty.
At least he's building a defensive item.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're losing like bad on AD carry, you just can't build a defensive item though.
Mm-hmm.
I think the general rule of thumb is if you're even, it's like situational. If you're behind, you can't do it. If you're ahead, you probably should be doing it. Like if you're 6 kills ahead, you want to get a defensive item a little earlier than you normally would, because you're more liability if you die. Your team's probably relying on you. Good dragon call though.
And they got a free Baron there.
Kamikaze Rengar do it.
Oh,
Show how good. Oh god, he's building a late game Hydra. Alright, so Rengar needs Last Whisper. Exclamation mark. And Spirit Visage and Randuin's. Not Trinity Force. Oh, this is pretty good.
Oh,
nice
that's
brand ult. No one can just kill this Maokai though. He's
That Kate, no, the net was so close to missing. That was like max
uh,
range on the wall. Yeah, I can see on my slow push. Interesting.
and Pantheon lives.
Oh god, Pantheon versus Lee Sin. Lee Sin should fight this. Pantheon doesn't have mana. He has armor pen to fight him. Yeah. Respect it if you're playing a decent player and you like start acting cocky with that mana. That, yeah.
don't walk the straight line.
Yeah, a lot of times you need to think about mana pools. Like on Graves, you always want to have like a certain amount pooled if you think you may need to ult soon, so that you're actually a threat. If you're, I don't know, if I'm playing Kate against your Graves and you have 150 mana on Graves, I know I can play aggressively because you can't combo me.
We got
Like,
spam in the chat again.
Tuco, where are you? Here, I got it.
but it's the same thing as Pantheon. If you drop below 200 mana, like your roam is dead. Can't roam now. Or you probably can't even trade because you can't like Q trade Q again.
Yeah, because Caitlyn
Ooh.
got that dragon, blue team's in a really good spot to get a fifth one and easily win this game, even though they are 3k behind in gold.
Well, I see Locket Aura on someone. Thank you. Organa.
Yeah, Caitlyn's just positioning herself well in all of these fights.
Still sound tight.
Yeah. Now, because of that locket, Galio's going to be doing way less damage to your carries. And he should be less of a threat.
Ages. But yeah.
It's an Aegis, still might turn into a banner. You don't know.
I actually
Grim.
don't mind her build besides the dorks. Yeah, that's doing good position. I think she could play a lot more aggressively, but I think she's playing pretty well for Ballerina.
Getting to that point in the game where Caitlyn's got so many items, she's just gonna start trucking people.
I think her trap usage is really poor. I think that's the biggest thing I would tell this Caitlyn to work on. Like, she should have trapped taking that tower. Now she's no trap to deal with
Oh,
Galley or any of that.
Now,
Uh,
so much damage.
like, if she had a trap on top of her stuff, that would have been way different. Especially when you start to get, like, level 18 or 16. Wow, Brand. Wow, alright.
and he lives again.
You really got it. When you start to get, like, between, like, 15, 17, 18 on Kate, your trap's so low enough on cooldown that you should just be using it a lot. It's 8 seconds. All the traps in her trap. I would say that it's such an awkward thing to learn. I would just like find a high elo Kate game and spectate it, and then like look at where she traps when she sieges. It's pretty particular and it's pretty good if you can do it. Playing against a Kate that sieges a tower correct, I mean traps the tower correctly is really
There's the banner
annoying.
of command.
God damn it. Other games right over Wally's in chat. Alright, let's see how it ends in the next 3 minutes.
Well, it is really close. This is one of the closest games that we've had in a while.
Now Baron's gonna be up in 2 minutes.
Okay, good. Caitlyn got a QSS. Galio should not do anything to her now.
Yeah, if I was Kate, I would have gotten it fourth or third. But
Just make sure she saves that net so she can QSS and net out of there before it pops.
Yep.
Kate trap Baron. Like the Kate who didn't press her E. I mean the Vayne who didn't press her E last game. It's driving me crazy. I too would like to play this game
Oh.
with three skills. Oh, QSS, such a good buy.
Yep.
Okay.
Man, close game overall.
Man, imagine if this Ranger had Last Whisper.
If Red Team just put some more wards in their jungle and didn't
This-
get caught out, it might have gone completely different there.
They can take the game off of this. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
they
why
can.
they're messing around with those inhibitors and towers. Caitlyn's got the right idea. That is gonna be game for blue team.
Oh, good game, everyone. That was really fun to watch, actually.
Yeah, that's good.
Any closing statements before I end the stream?
Yeah, let me look at damage dealt. Oh, another one.
All
I
right.
just want to see damage dealt and wards. It's way easier because sometimes my eyes miss stuff watching the whole game. Codes. That what we got. Statistics. Wards. Alright, big thing. Both junglers, 1 ward destroyed, 2 ward destroyed. You should be smiting the raptor on cooldown. That's not good. And 1 stealth ward purchase for Rengar and 0 for Lee Sin. That's also not good. Red team only had 1 stealth ward at all. I think that's, I mean, Galio. Lucian just didn't put out a lot of damage. That's kind of what it came down to. 13k is not the best. Even if you're behind, sometimes you need to remember that you just have to play aggressively because you still pick the attack damage carry. You can't just like give up.
Yeah, well played, everyone, and yeah, that should be it for us tonight. We will be in the chat if you guys do have any questions regarding your play or if you guys need any more tips about anything else. And good night.